Just to be clear, this is not the main tutorial. I am still working on that. This isn't a walkthrough solve, and I'm not going to explain what every piece is and exactly what I'm doing. I'm just going to kind of go through a solve slowly while loosely explaining it. If you want to go through this walkthrough while looking at the typed up doc for the tutorial, I'll link that in the description. And I'm still currently working on the full tutorial that will go over everything. So either way, I'll start with looking at my white and yellow dots, and they're already opposite of each other. So I'll go and start pairing my 3 white edges, and I see this purple white and this purple white. So I'm going to put them together, and then I see a purple triangle here. So I'm going to do R wide prime U R wide to make this bar, and then I need to make a bar with this. So I see this and this. That pairs that edge, and I can just do B, put it in the spot. I see this white blue and this white blue. I have a right bar here already, so I can preserve that. And then I see a blue triangle here, so I can do R wide U R wide prime, U R wide prime, and that pairs that. And I can just do U prime R prime to make that bar, and just continue starting that first block. And I see these two are my last 2 pieces. I'm just going to do a B prime R3 wide prime, and then I'm going to look for that paired this bar, so I'm going to look for this white one, which happens to be here. So I can do a B prime, preserve this, and just pair those. And I can just solve the rest of the first center. And then that's your first center. But you're doing your first block, which is just like an arrow block, basically. Well, not an arrow block, just the first block. Ignore it. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, so this you should know how to do. You're just making your first 2 triples. Once you've done that, you've gotten the first step done, being first block. And then I'm going to start by making my first extended center, being I'm going to pair 3 edges and make the center. So I'm going to do orange. So I see that this is already paired and preserved, so I'm going to go try to make this one. I'm going to move this up, and I see I could pair this triangle with this. So I'm going to do preserve that there. I see this is already made and that's already made. Preserved. There's this, and this blue. So I'm going to pair that to that blue like that. Preserve like that, while keeping these 2 preserved. And then made all 3 of those edges. And then before I make the center, I have to make sure my color scheme is correct. So the way I do it is I make sure that my gray dot is in between my red and blue dot. So you can just do an R wide to do that. And then after that, you make your first extended center just like you would on FTO. And that's done. So then you're going to solve these 5 pieces here. This, and this. And this is pretty straightforward. You can find this purple here, so I can do that. And I've solved these 3. I just need to solve this one, which I can put this here, find that, and those are solved. And I'm going to solve this side here, this edge. There we go. I want to see which case I have, so I'm just going to do the easier recognition for the sake of this. So for this one, I have this pretty good case where you would just go like that to solve these 2 while keeping all of these also solved. We have the roost step. You solve your last 2 centers. And then you're going to solve, you could have these triangles unsolved, these inner wings, and you would just do an alg to solve all those. And then I got a last bottom triple skip, but usually you would then just do L4T, however you please. Yeah, and that's just a very basic rundown of this. There's going to be a very in-depth tutorial, so I know this is just a very little rushed, quick walkthrough, but this isn't all I'm going to put out for this. I'm going to put out a tutorial that goes over each individual piece. I'm going to go over each individual case you could have for multiple steps and more. But for now, I hope this helps some of you guys learn the basics of this. I'll link the doc in the description, and I'll also link the FTO server in the description, because I'm going to post both the link to this video and the link to the full tutorial there. And the scrambler for Master FTO that I have pulled up here is also linked there. So yeah, this is just a walkthrough. Thanks.